Hey everyone, I'm your host Marcus Norman of Gentleman Style Podcast Show, and today this is going to be a jam-packed episode. We're going to talk about all the things that none of y'all want to talk about, but we need this. We need what this lady and her company is putting down. We're going to talk taxes, and I couldn't think of a better expert to bring to the Gentleman Style Podcast stage. She is a wealth of knowledge, and she is helping businesses accelerate and take their business to the next level in the right way. Stay tuned, stay with us. You won't want to miss 1 second of what this special lady is putting down. Here we go. Hey everyone, I'm your host, your favorite gentleman, Marcus of Gentleman Style Podcast Show. And I have the incredible Miss Liora Israel. She is the guru, the expert of among experts. She is someone that can be trustworthy. She's a tax professional, a certified bookkeeper. She does her books. She and her team are helping people navigate the tricky tax laws and tax planning, and she actually helps you strategize. If you want to get her on retainer, you can get her on retainer, right, for a cost, right? This isn't free. She's keeping you out of jail, folks. There's many people going out of jail. She can help you with your PPP loans. She can help you with representation. She does it all. She and her firm do it all. She has a family. She's family oriented. She and her husbands are doing incredible things in the real estate space. She is a wealth of knowledge. You guys won't want to miss 1 second of what she has to say. This is epic. So help me welcome to the stage the incredible Miss Liora Israel.
You're something else.
Welcome to the show, Miss Israel. I appreciate you being here. You are a
Thanks
powerhouse. Absolutely.
I appreciate you.
Absolutely. No, you are the one keeping us all out of jail. You're the one that's saving literal businesses, saving lives. Help us. What I gotta ask, what sparked the initial drive? Because you have an incredible mind. You could do literally anything you set your mind to. Why taxes of all things? Why did you jump into taxes?
Well, you know, women, we're complicated creatures and we like complicated things. No, really, honestly, I realized a long time ago that taxes and real estate were actually passions of mine. I found the complexity of it very interesting. Just, working with the numbers and decoding is what I like to call the tax, like what we do with the tax code, decoding the tax code to apply it to people's situations so that they can actually win. And then also, just really educating people on finances because it's just so much out there that the working class doesn't really know about, and we can't take advantage of anything that we don't know about. And I've always been the type of person to get tired of, paying bills and just working. And our biggest financial, um, you know, situation, no matter if you are low income, high income, is taxes. That's something that everyone has to pay, no matter how much or how little you make. You know what I mean? Even people who are getting refunds, you still owe your fair share in taxes. So I'm here to serve those people who are interested in using that to their advantage.
It's an incredible choice of words you're using, because you say use taxes to your advantage. Many people, I just, this is probably contradictory. I did an interview where a gentleman actually tells you how to avoid paying taxes. But tell us, there's actually benefits. There's pros and cons. There's pros to actually the tax code. The tax code, and I heard this from, other smart individuals just like yourself, saying that the tax code is actually incentivized. There's a bunch of incentives that you can take
Yes.
advantage of if you have an expert like yourself in there. Am I way off here, or
No, you are absolutely correct. The tax code was written, yes, in favor to business owners and the gig economy, self-employed, the corporations, yes, but it's also inclusive to people who are content with being wage earners. Um, so, like I said, you can use those strategies and advantages to your advantage, even if you're an individual. So, you are correct. I know a lot of people like to talk about tax avoidance, which you can legally do. Um, but there's some other things that kind of save you too. Like we have taxes forever, young, old, working, not working. It's crazy.
absolutely, absolutely. I want to ask, how did your company, your firm is called the
Mhm.
Benjamin Wolf Group LLC. How did you
Yes.
come up with that name? What does that represent? I feel like there's a story behind that.
um, yes, so my father is Benjamin, and a symbol of our tribe, I am Jew and Native American, and the symbol of our tribe is the wolf. And so I just kind of threw that together and decided to call it the Benjamin Wolf Group.
I knew it. I knew it. I knew there was something unique about it. I'm glad I
Yeah.
asked. For my audience to listen. This is not the first time Miss Israel have been on the show, but it's the first time I got to ask that question because it's been bugging me and I always miss it. So I actually
Mhm.
like had to ask. It's like, what is the deal?
Yes.
Wolf, Benjamin, but
Yep,
you have
that's
an
one of the tribes.
that is super super incredible. So your Jewish faith
Mhm.
and Native American at the same time. So y'all know what
Well,
that means. Oh,
yeah,
go ahead.
they're kind of one and the same, but yeah.
Absolutely. What are some big tax specialties that you do that set your firm apart from everybody else? Because everybody else, I feel like, is offering credit repair. Like you throw a rock, and you
I
can
do.
hit some credit repair specialists. What is it? Something you do that's unique that you specialize in, you really enjoy? Is it
Mhm.
business taxes? Is it personal taxes? Is it self-employed or gig taxes? Because the gig economy is here. People are not
Mm.
working a traditional 9 to 5, and not
Mm-mm.
every CPA firm is ready for that.
Darn, I hate this question.
Sorry,
Um,
sorry.
because I love helping everybody, but my specialization is in real estate.
That's fair. That's fair.
I think it's only fair because I also do sales and I'm also an investor. So yes, my specialization is in real estate, business taxes. This is going to be centered around real estate agents and brokers, as well as real estate investors.
Absolutely. I love it. Do you also help with the incorporation
I
of
do.
you do?
Yep. So we
Be-
are a start to finish financial firm. What that means is when it comes to businesses, we help with everything from forming the entity itself, strategizing, different financial mechanisms that go into the business formula, and then as well as succession planning as well, which is essentially building a business that you can sell to someone, and we broker some of those deals as well.
so Miss Leora is the most humblest person I've ever met. And so what you all don't know is she's also a real estate broker. So she,
Agent.
she's also a real estate agent, so she can help you with those deals. So one of the common things I always hear in real estate investing is, should you incorporate or should you have a business, or do you just keep all the properties under yourself? What's the best way if I'm going to invest in real estate? What's the best way to go about buying real estate, but also protecting myself from potential lawsuits?
Well, number one is making sure that you form an entity around real estate ventures, and sometimes that can actually involve forming many entities around your real estate ventures
Why?
because you may be doing different things. Well, for instance, I have investors and they have multiple properties, and I always suggest to them not to hold more than a few properties within one LLC, and that is really for asset and liability protection. Um, Something else would be, um, making sure that you not only making sure that you properly structure an entity around it, but also making sure that the entity itself is properly formed, such as having like an operating agreement, making sure that you're not commingling funds, keeping yourself separate from the business. Yeah.
How do I do that? Is it should I have a checkbook? Should I how do I
Separate
prevent
accounts,
separate
separate bank
accounts?
accounts. If you can keep it electronic, it just kind of helps more keep track of everything. But yeah, having separate bank accounts for what you're doing on the personal side, and if you're paying yourself, you're just transferring that money from the business account to your personal account, never using the business's account to conduct anything that has to do with your personal life.
So I've heard that. I've seen that, right? As a real estate investor, it's very tempting if there's money in the real estate account. It's like, okay, I want to make this purchase, but the money's over here. How do
Yep.
you how do you make that purchase, or what do you advise your clients to do when they want to make a purchase but the money the all the money isn't necessarily where you need it to be? What's how do you prevent commingling funds? I really want to dive into that for a minute.
So I'm a little confused. So what are you saying? Like you have money that's your personal money and you want to put it in your business.
Correct. I want to purchase real estate for um this I want to buy this rental property, but the money is in my personal account. And but I want to buy it for the business, but I don't want to
Right.
commingle them together. How do I prevent that?
Right. So what you're going to do is you're going to actually take your personal funds and give it to your business as a capital contribution. And then at some point in the business will pay you back.
Mm,
Does that make sense?
it does. So it's a loan to the business.
Essentially, yes. I'm so sorry about my lighting.
You're good. You're good. This is a family show. Miss Liora Israel, y'all. Incredible. Spilling the tea on Gentleman Style Podcast Show. We have one quick commercial break. As you all can see, the
Okay.
light blinking mean we got to pay some bills, y'all. We got we'll be right back.
Support for Gentleman Style Podcast is brought to you by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming champions of the world. Manscaped offers you precision engineering tools for your family jewels. Manscaped just launched their 4th-generation trimmer, the Lawnmower 4.0. You heard that right, the 4.0. Join over 2 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer for you. 20% off free worldwide shipping with the code GENTSTYLE at manscaped.com.
Are back to the Gentleman Style Podcast Show, and we have the incredible Liora Israel spilling the tea on tax planning, tax tips, tax strategies that you can do and you can prevent and save yourself some money in this tax intensive United States, right? And she is here to help us get to a better place. Although she specializes in real estate businesses, she helps everybody. I don't think she's turned
Right.
anybody down. She's open, here to help. You do so. That means she ain't selling her soul, y'all. She ain't doing nothing
Right.
illegal. For those of y'all that are coming out here and being like, hey man, and I know I joked about this on my page at one point. I'm like, I'm looking for a tax expert who's not afraid to go to jail. But that was a joke. That was a joke. That's not what we do here. That's not what we're looking to do. But Miss Leo, Miss Israel,
Mhm.
help us because you do
Yes.
something all else. You actually assist with PP loan filings and helping
Mm.
people file who took PPP loan advances. How has
Mhm.
that been? Because
Well,
that's been a roller
actually,
coaster.
I've been like a lifeline for people who have gotten PPP. A lot of the clients that I'm seeing in my office, like I was telling you earlier, are people who took a PPP loan. They may or may not have qualified for it. If they did not qualify for it, we've been kind of just structuring them to pay it back um, with hopefully no jail time. It just really depends. We reach out to the SBA and, kind of work that out. When it comes to some other people, they took PPP, they qualified, but they did not have their records in order the way that they were supposed to. So now they're hiring us to go back and now get those accounting records and bookkeeping and so forth in order to even, apply for forgiveness or to prove that they actually did qualify for it. So that's the biggest thing. People are now having to prove that they qualified for it. Can't hear you.
Nice.
Uh-oh, I lost
Sorry,
you.
y'all. That's my bad. So, what's the biggest problem that you've been in, but you've been noticing? And without spilling any client information, but what's like a
Right.
common mistake that people have made? Are they claiming they're in business and they're not in business, or something else?
Um, the biggest problem that I'm seeing with that
Yeah.
is that they are in business, but they weren't actually doing the business that they said they were doing, type of thing. Yeah,
Oh snap! Oh snap!
yeah. Now, in those cases, I can't really help you because you just outright, committed perjury, and like I can't help you with that.
You
You
can't
know,
generate what never existed.
what doesn't exist exactly.
Yeah.
But for people who did qualify, and maybe everything's not in order. Yes, I can help with that.
So, what should someone have before they come and see you for a consultation?
Um, they're going to want to know what they want to talk about. um, and really specify exactly what it is that they want to get out of me. Um, they're gonna want to have like all of their paperwork that they do have. This could be notices, letters, entity formation paperwork. This can be their personal identification because I like to verify identities of anyone that I speak to. Um, it's just pretty much it really depends on what they need to meet about.
Are you guys still COVID safe? Like, are you taking face to face clients, or are you, only doing virtual, or what?
We're only doing virtual now. Only doing virtual. We set up a very easy to use, seamless process to be able to serve clients, not only in the U.S., but we actually have some clients who moved internationally,
No snap.
international, and as well as the U.S. territories and Puerto Rico. So we're literally helping clients all over the country, in different territories, even some that have moved abroad. Um, we have a system. It's easy to communicate with us. It's easy to submit documents. It can be PDF, Word documents, pictures, Excel sheets, so forth and so on. So yeah.
So, so these people are what, expats? People that are left the United States, or found you and they live abroad, but they want you to do their American because they're
Right.
American
So
taxes.
some of them were clients prior to moving abroad. Um, I do have a couple expats, but not a lot.
Okay.
I tend to. It depends how complicated they are, because I realize that some don't really have a lot of their paperwork in order sometimes.
Yeah.
So I have to send them to other CPAs that I am associated with that specialize in that. It's really important to try to use someone who specializes in your industry. So yeah.
That's why I asked what you specialize early on.
Yep.
So, the person that's getting paid under the table doesn't try and be like, hey, the IRS is on my butt. Can you help?
Well, we can help. We definitely can help. If they're getting paid under the table, that's an easy fix.
Super dope. Well, see that?
Hmm.
Look at that, y'all. The Wolf of Wall Street. No, I'm just kidding. She is helping everybody. She's not closed off. She's opened the
Right,
door so you can get in there and get your stuff in
right.
order and stay straight. Do
Yeah.
you have a
Especially
retainer?
minorities. So yeah, especially minorities, especially people of color, all people of color, because I just feel like we're the most undereducated when it comes to this stuff.
Mm.
So we don't really do anything on retainer. We mostly do work as needed type of thing. You know what I mean? So we don't really take retainers from clients up front. We just kind of bill by event type of thing or
Whatever
for
you ask,
value.
we'll send you an
Yeah,
invoice for that task.
exactly. Yep.
Okay, that makes sense. So in this world of gig economy, let's double back here. Why is it still beneficial? Right, you got TurboTax online, you got self-employed, you got all these apps, all these things. Now I think Cash App. Now you can do your taxes on Cash App. What's the difference? Why is it better to still use a professional
Yeah.
versus these apps?
Because using a professional, they know what they're doing. At least they're supposed to, because there are a lot of people out here who claim to be professionals that actually do not do things right. And I see the returns all the time from people who claim to be a professional and they're not. So you really need someone to understand the tax code to be able to help you, depending on what your income bracket is. Um, I'm gonna give a couple of examples if that's okay.
Yes, please.
I had a gentleman. He's a real estate investor. Been doing it about 3 years now, 4 years. He's been using the same tax lady for about 12 years. And he came to me because she told him she didn't understand how his paperwork needed to be filed. I took one look and I said that didn't make any sense. Why she is like fairly simple, Schedule E, and do all the math problems. um, so he was looking for someone else, and I told him that I'd be happy to take a look. One look at the previous year returns, and I had to give him bad news that not only were they done incorrectly, but there were a lot of illegal things on there. And I'm surprised that he was not already audited. I know.
Mm,
Um, on top of that, if you look at page 2 of your 1040, your tax professional's office information and name and tax preparer identification number should be on that second page of your 1040. If it says self prepared, folks, I'm sorry, you have something that we call a ghost preparer, which is someone who's not actually licensed at all to be able to do any kind of taxes. What they're doing is they're just signing you up for TurboTax or Free Tax or one of those softwares online with a fake email address, and they're filing them for you, and you can pretty much do that yourself if your tax situation is fairly simple.
but you
If
pay
you
them.
have them, yeah, and they pay them exactly. Hundreds of dollars at that. $600 for someone who does taxes in their basement. This is what I like to tell people. I like to be very transparent and let you know, yes, you can absolutely do your own taxes. Anybody can do taxes. The IRS provides instructions on how to fill out the forms, right? But it takes a true expert and a true tax knowledgeable individual to know how to apply the tax code to your tax situation. It there this the tax code is 70,000 pages.
Mm.
I've been doing this what? Let's see.
As long as I've known you.
I don't know, 14 years or something like that. And not even me I can't even get through the whole entire tax code, you know? So that just goes to show you, unless you're going to really sit there and study it and understand everything, and then every presidential candidate introduces new orders and codes into the tax code.
Their own changes, yeah.
Legislation for taxes is always changing based off of whatever the Senate or the House introduces, proposes, passes. So it's always changing as well. Meaning you got to stay up on those changes every year.
For sure.
So if you are a high net worth individual, you need to know how to save taxes. That's why you need a professional. If you are a business owner, there's no even thought about it. You need a professional.
You're going to jail. You're going to jail.
And there's a certain way that you're supposed to do your accounting that people don't realize, which is the other piece to taxes because you need the accounting files in order to even file accurate tax returns. So, yeah.
True. True. So I got a question. I actually discovered this. I have a gentleman hasn't filed taxes in over three
Mhm.
plus years.
Mhm.
What in the heck is he supposed to do? He's had the same consistent employer
Mhm.
for the entire time, but he hasn't filed taxes. He just never filed taxes. He's a young man coming into himself, just discovering the
Why?
world. He just
Why didn't he file?
because
The best
mommy and
thing to
daddy did it.
do,
Mommy
right?
and
The
daddy
best
did
thing
it.
to do is to just go ahead and file them. I mean, if you owe, you owe, and if you don't owe, even better. Now that's money back in your pocket.
Do you file for the previous years or just current?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yep, you can file for your previous years. I would. So there's a limit. You can only get a refund as far back as 3 years if you're due one. Okay. Um, if you're not due one, here's what: if you're a wage earner and you had taxes taken out of your check, a lot of times the IRS will file it on your behalf, and they just will do it in a way where they don't owe you anything.
Mm,
So you gave them an interest, like you basically just granted them money. Because what we're giving the IRS when we have wages taken out of our pay is an interest free loan. And
yeah.
that's why you get a return, depending on what your tax bracket is.
Yeah, depending on if you overpaid or not.
Yeah.
Powerful, powerful. Miss Israel, y'all. We have one more commercial break. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Stay with us. We'll be
Gotcha.
right back.
If you're looking for a reliable professional trucking and logistics service, you've come to the right place. Musa Trucking is a veteran owned and operated premier transportation provider that can help with all of your trucking and logistics needs. Musa is revolutionizing the trucking industry through strategic partnerships, the development of core personnel, and the use of cutting edge technology. Our inventory system ensures that cargo ends up divided into the right trucks and reaching the correct destination. Our drivers are dedicated to transporting goods efficiently and safely. Contact us today to get started by visiting the website on the screen or by calling 757 756 5246.
We are back to the Gentleman Style Podcast show. I have the incredible, amazing. She's like a doctor. She's a doctor with these taxes, y'all. She's like a scalpel, knife, the
Hey, I'll
surgical
take
mask.
that.
She performing heart surgery. She's saving lives, y'all. I
Love
really mean
it.
that. Super super dope. I'm gonna throw some terms out here because we see them all the time. Sometimes we can see them, and I'm gonna ask you if you can help define just a few of these terms, what they mean, or what they stand
I
for,
got you.
and what when should someone expect these documents? Because we get documents throughout the year from different things: our 401k,
Mhm.
our savings account. If you made a certain amount
Mhm.
of money, what's a 1099 div?
So, a 1099 div is a tax form if you've been paid dividends. And this is usually going to go for people who are like invested in stock and they're being paid out money. It could be also be for people who have like retirement accounts that they're being paid out of. as well as like the annuities. Um, what's the other one I'm thinking of? So, like, if you have any type of account or any type of financial situation that's involved in, um, like the stock market per se, your retirement accounts. That's what I was thinking of. The Roth IRAs. And you're being paid out. It's called dividends. You're being paid dividends, and so you would get that form.
Perfect, perfect. What's what is a 1099 interest form or int?
Yeah, exactly what that says. So this is going to be anytime a company pays you interest. So a really popular one is like our, hey, a really popular one is like our checking accounts and savings accounts. We're paid a small amount of interest on it yearly. And so they will issue you out a 1099 interest form.
Love it,
Credit
love
card
it.
companies too.
Say again.
Credit card companies too.
Okay. 1099 interest. They pay you an interest.
Yeah. Some credit card companies will like if like on your point like depending on how you have your account set up, some credit card companies do pay you interest.
I'm about to throw all these credit cards out the window here. What last one? What is a K1?
So a K1, a schedule K1 is something that is it's basically like the final numbers of a business return. So if you have a partnership or you have a corporation, that's a different return that you would file in addition to your personal 1040 returns. And so the K1 divides up what is due to the shareholders, and then they take that K1 and then file it on their personal returns. So that's the case. So it's a
Love it.
component to business of business tax form.
Soup it up. Soup it up. See, I told y'all. I told y'all the nuggets, the tea, the expertise, all coming out right here on the show. Uh, what if I get paid in all? Well, I think you said that. If I get paid through Cash App, because salon owners, barbers, they're notorious for this, right?
Mhm.
They get paid through
Mhm.
Cash App. They don't want to use Square. They don't want to use PayPal. But
Mhm.
what what do I do with a business like that? Do I just give you access to my Cash App?
Mm. We do ask for our clients Cash Apps, Venmo, Zelle, all of them, just to properly categorize what is business income and what is not. What I tell my clients is, it's fine if you want to use these platforms, but at least have it sent to your business account. And when it's sent to your business account, then we can properly document it.
Makes sense. That's fair.
Hmm.
That's fair.
Yeah.
What what is something I can do to track my miles, right? My personal and business miles, because there's a deduction there. There's
Hmm.
some potential savings there if I'm you
Right.
going so many miles for business. What is the best? Is there any technologies or apps out there
Yes,
that you recommend or that you
I
incorporate with?
do. I recommend my clients that need to track mileage use either Mile IQ
Okay.
or Hurdle. Another good one is right in QuickBooks if they're already using QuickBooks. If you download the app, you can also use the mileage log for that. And it really does a good job at asking you if the trip you've taken is for personal or for business. All of those apps do that. So I really like those three.
So those three apps, they take. What do I do? Do I take? They track my mileage, and then do
Right.
they give me a
So you can
printout at the
set
end of the
them.
year?
Yeah, so you can set them to track mileage automatically, but you have to go in and distinguish whether it's for business or for personal. Or you can start it manually at the start of every business trip.
Okay. There you go.
Yep.
There's some apps, y'all. There's some apps you guys can use to get yourself
Yes.
keep it together, right?
Keep it
Because
together. That's right.
what you guys don't want to do is you don't want to show up at her company's doorstep, right? Talking about I don't know where nothing is. you're gonna have a
Mm-mm.
hard time.
Then I can't help you. I
Right.
can't file, like you said earlier, what doesn't exist, right? Um, so the most important thing that I want the gig economy and business owners to know is that it's really important to do your bookkeeping. There's a certain way it needs to be done, but at the very, very minimum, you need to know how much money you have made in the entire year, and how much money you have spent in the entire year, and what did you spend it on. So when it comes to the expenses, you don't want to just write, oh, I brought an eraser, I brought a stapler, I brought a computer. No, you want to group those things into different categories, and you want to give your accountant or your tax professional a printout of what your gross income was and then what your categories of expenses were.
So like office supplies. I
Yep,
can't.
that's correct.
So yeah. So office
Yep.
supplies, those bigger categories versus, you know.
Right. So, like advertising, that could include Facebook ads, that could include your business cards, flyers. That all goes into like advertising and marketing. Then you can have software that could include, whatever you're doing, like your CRM system, that could include your accounting software, that can include um, Canva, so you'll have your software subscriptions, so forth and so on.
Yeah. I want to hire my first employee. How do
Uh-huh.
how do I go about doing that? I have to pay
Well,
taxes on that employee.
you want to look up what the state laws are where you are in addition to where they live, and make sure that you are properly going to be filing um, the state taxes correctly, and how much it's going to cost you. That's the thing that people don't realize when they're hiring people. How much is it going to cost you as the employer to employ them in certain states? I just recently had a client that lost their job because they moved from New York to, where was it? Where'd they move to? They moved from New York to another state, and it was more expensive to employ them in that other state, and so they got fired.
Whoa, they were remote
Yeah.
or what? What?
They were remote. Yeah, yeah,
But in
remote
the state.
position. The employer did not want to incur the expenses of employing them with the new state that they were moving to.
So I can't hear you. So that makes absolute sense. So
Yep.
that's why employers. That's what. So I had no idea that was a thing, but it makes sense
Mhm.
why when we went remote, a lot of people were like, "Oh, when when my employer tried to Zoom call me and they're on a flight to the Bahamas or they're on a flight to a place they move completely out of state." That's why employers don't want you to move. It's not because they don't like you or they want to restrict you. It's because now they have to pay taxes in a
Mhm.
different state on you.
That might be expensive. Exactly. So if you want to
Wow.
hire your first employee, do that research first, and then you're gonna want to set yourself up for payroll services. This could be through your accountant if they do it, or you're gonna want to use a third-party payroll service. Like Gusto is one that I really like referring lately. Paycor is another good one. Paysure is another one. And then you have ones that you've probably always heard of, like ADP.
Yeah, that's a big dog. Do you do?
Yeah.
Does Benjamin Wolf do a payroll?
We do, and we partner with Gusto to do so.
Bring it right back, y'all. Bring it right back. Liora Israel, y'all.
Yeah.
This has been an incredible interview. You've dropped so many nuggets. Like always, you're so giving. You're so incredible. You and your family are one of my favorite couples to follow. I thank you for what you're
Oh,
doing.
thank you.
Absolutely. If you could give one more nugget to the young, aspiring entrepreneur out there who's
Mhm,
struggling or against the fence, what would you say to that young boy, that young girl out in the audience
mhm.
as one more nugget? You've dropped so many nuggets, but what's one more that you have in the hat?
Yeah, I mean, I would encourage you to look inside to find your happiness and what that means for you financially. For some, it's just constantly getting money. But now that you're getting it, how are you going to protect it? How are you going to keep it in your pocket? So it's really important whether you think you can afford one or not. Get a financial professional on your team, whether that's a financial planner, which I am working on that certification as well. Whether that is a CPA, EA, and EA is actually the highest level of tax expertise that you can have. Um, and just really think about, like, for my instance, I'll say, for me, it was, I hate stressing about having to pay bills. So I put myself in a situation to where I can eliminate some of those bills. Like we got on and you were like, what is that sound? Living off grid is one of those financial things to me to help me save and keep more of my money in my pocket. To be able to pass something down to my children or take a nice vacation if I want to, versus, oh my God, I gotta pay the light bill. Oh, I gotta pay the rent. Oh, the mortgage is killing me, type of thing. So dig deep and don't be afraid to have that delayed gratification, because the world is really pushing us young people into a place where we are we have to be consumers, and if we don't consume, we are not cool and we are not popular. And that is so far from the truth.
Love it. Love it. Love
Yep.
it. Love it. How can we connect with you? How can we learn more?
Right. Yes. So I have we're on Instagram at the Benjamin Wolf Group. You can also find me at Liora Israel CEO on Instagram. On my personal Facebook is Liora Israel. You can also find our business pages on Facebook, the Benjamin Wolf Group LLC. Our website is www.benjaminwolfgroup.com. We also have a booking link right on there. I'm gonna see what's wrong with the website.
It's
Um,
all good.
yeah, and if you want to learn more about living debt free and being more self sufficient, you can actually follow me on my other Instagram page, which is House of Azariel. Azariel is spelled Azariel.
Oh, there you have it, y'all. Connect, connect, connect. There's the plug, the CPA plug. She has the highest credential in the land. You need to get on board. You need to get, if you want to get right, do it right. Don't cut any shortcuts.
Yes.
Don't let your cousin Buki do your taxes. Right?
Listen, and don't be afraid to file taxes, because, again, even for people that work under the table, if you're not having taxes taken out of your pay, that's great for you. It's also great for your employer, and they don't even realize it, because for them, they can still use it as a deduction. And then for you, now you get more deductions than you would if you were just a W 2 employee. So it makes it really nice both ways. It's like that sweet spot.
True. Very true. All right, y'all. We gotta let Miss Israel go, but connect. Like I said, connect, connect. She's changing the world, changing the entire paradigm of business. One household, one family at a time. She got many more companies to run. Thank you for being here. I love
I
you,
like
sister.
that.
Yeah.
I appreciate you.
Appreciate you. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for tuning in. I hope this message was helpful. I hope this was powerful. I hope this helps you take your business to the next level. Like I always end every show, take care of your friends, take care of your family, and always, always take care of business. This is Marcus, your favorite gentleman, and the CPA accounting expert, Liora Israel, signing off. Love you guys. Bye.